Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival in Fieldcraft. I'm Andrew, and what I have for you today is a very fast-paced video on 20 urban survival skills, tips, tricks, and hacks that we can employ in an urban or built-up environment to provide for our most basic needs. Everything from protection or defending ourselves, as well as improvising different tools or making weapons from everyday items, and concealing escape kits. Stand by. Right, this first skill is a good reminder to always keep your eyes on your luggage whenever you're traveling, but this is also a great skill to get into a suitcase while bypassing the lock that may be on the zipper, and then being able to return the zipper to its original position, fully closed, without anybody knowing the difference. What we do is take the zippers, they're usually dual zippers on a suitcase, move both as they are locked to one corner of the suitcase. We're going to grab our pin, and we're going to take that pin, force it through the zipper, breaking the zippers apart. From here, all we have to do is open the suitcase and we can get to the contents inside. To return this to its original position, we close the suitcase, grab the zippers, and move them all the way to the other opposite corner of the suitcase, and then back into the middle to its original position. Make sure to take a photo of that zipper so you can put it back to its original place when you're done. Alright, from the 100 Deadly Skills, we can turn a wire hanger into an improvised concealed carry holster. How we do this is grab a hanger, remove the top portion, find the middle of the remainder of that hanger, and bend it in half. Use pliers to squeeze that middle portion together because that middle portion is going to go into the muzzle of our firearm. From here, we place that wire into the muzzle, leave enough room to compensate for our round as if it were in the chamber, and then bend the wire up and around the side of the firearm all the way to the rear. From here, we're going to bend down the wire about halfway and then bend it back up, creating an S-curve. That S-curve is going to go around our belt so we can freely remove the firearm from our pants. All we do now is add a little bit of tape for comfort, and then we can tuck the firearm with the improvised holster in our pants, around our belt, and we're good to go. Here's a good technique to prevent signal from getting to your cell phone if you want to stay off the grid while you're moving through an urban area, or if you're just trying to avoid a phone call from household 6. What we do is we need 4 sheets of aluminum foil minimum. We take those sheets, pile them on top of one another, and then place our phone on the aluminum foil, fold the foil around the phone, and now we've blocked all incoming reception and signals to our phone so we can stay off the grid. For this next skill, we're going to take advantage of that bulletproof plate inside our IBA. Man, now don't laugh at me. You know you want one of these BDU-style IBAs. I mean, were you ever really a soldier during the GWOT if you didn't have an IBA? And then I'm dating myself with the BDU style here. You know you want one. Alright, so this is a technique to add a little bit of protection and use some of the space in our backpack. Most backpacks now come with a compartment that we can put either a computer in or some sort of camelback. With that bulletproof plate or SAPI plate, we can actually place it in that same compartment and give ourselves a little bit of protection carrying a backpack while keeping that protection concealed. We take out that plate, put it in the backpack, zip it all the way up, and now we wear it on our back for protection, or we can swing it around to the front to protect the front. We are more likely to get attacked in an urban environment by another human, just given the population size and statistics. Because of that fact, we need to be able to defend ourselves. Anything around us can be turned into a weapon or some sort of defensive tool. Humans are great at improvising. One such improvisational technique that we can use to help defend ourselves with an everyday item is with an umbrella. If we add mass and weight to that umbrella, secure it in place, and then keep it somewhat concealed, we have an unsuspecting object that can be used to fend off an attacker, defend ourselves, and survive. Important to conceal escape items in an urban environment. In the off chance that there's some sort of emergency, we're either detained or we have to escape from a room or we have to actually escape restraints for whatever reason. Concealing those items keeps them hidden, and we have that kit on us to use in an emergency that can get through an initial search if a search is done. One way we can conceal escape items is by placing them on our person. A method is taking a large band-aid, putting red food coloring on it to make it look like a wound, placing that on our body, and now we have that kit concealed that we can use in an emergency. Even in an urban environment, we still need to have the ability to start fire. And creating tinder and having that tinder on us at all times is still really important. We may not be using that fire to create warmth because we can get inside a building. We may not be using it as a psychological boost unless we're underground or in a dark place and we need a light. But we could use that fire to destroy paper that we don't want people getting, or to create a diversion. One way we can have tinder on us at all times is by taking a cotton ball and the chapstick we carry around in our pocket, infusing that cotton with the chapstick itself, and then keeping a little bit of that underneath the cap inside the chapstick, and now we have concealed tinder we can pull out and use. We can conceal small survival items inside paracord, and then with those small survival items secured in the paracord, we can wear the paracord as an everyday item like in our bootlaces, having those small items on us at all times. One thing we can place inside paracord very easily are two small cylindrical magnets. With these two magnets, we can actually create an improvised compass by taking those magnets, suspending them with a piece of gutted 550 cord. They will align north-south, giving us cardinal directions. Here's a trick I picked up with dog tags. If we wear dog tags every day, we can take one of those tags, sharpen the edge, and then turn it into an improvised cutting tool that is great for escaping restraints, especially rope. Alright, so took your advice from the last video. A lot of you guys commented on the Wazoo cash belt and how we conceal cash items in that belt, but it literally says cash belt on the belt. So went ahead and invested in a real travel cash belt where we can conceal important or valuable items inside the belt without it saying so. Speaking of concealing valuable items, here's a tip I picked up from a Green Beret buddy of mine that a lot of us already do, and that's concealing valuable items or hiding money in our boots. What he would do is he would cut the tongue of his shoe inside right below the patch where it says where the size of the shoe is, and then take a couple $100 bills, place it in there, and if he ever had to escape and evade, he could pull out that money, get a cab or get a ride, and get off the X quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now, you remember the chapstick and concealed tinder, so we should probably have some sort of concealed fire starter in our clothing as well. We could carry a lighter, but that might get taken as part of a search, so having some sort of small sparking device hidden in our clothing is going to be key. One thing we can do is go to the camping aisle of any store, grab one of those cheap China brand magnesium bars with the ferro rod on top. Pry that ferro rod off because there's very cheap glue on it. Cut that ferro rod in half, and now we have a small ferro rod that still works. Tape it up to waterproof it, and we can conceal it in our pants for survival. Another really easy item for us to put in our pockets as part of an escape kit is some Kevlar cordage. We just take a small piece of Kevlar cordage, enough that we can handle it with two hands easily and use it in a sawing fashion to saw through restraints is plenty. We can take that cordage, throw it in any pocket, and if we're being searched, it's just going to feel like lint, but really, it's an escape tool. If you'll remember from previous videos, we took hair barrettes and turned them into handcuff shims. A shim is nothing more than a flat piece of metal that can go in between the teeth of the arm of the handcuff as we're wearing them, and then we can simply rotate our hands out of those handcuffs and escape those restraints. One place we can hide these is in our pants where our pocket meets the seam of our trousers. A lot of good material, and it slides right in. We can do the same thing with a bobby pin. Removing the ends of the bobby pin and forcing them together, we can slide this also into the seam of our trousers on the other side for another escape tool. Of course, another option with the hair barrette and bobby pin is to simply place them whole piece in our pocket. If discovered during a search, they're common items that we can easily explain away by saying we do laundry at a public facility and they must have gotten in the pockets. Another escape item that's great for an escape kit that we can conceal in our clothing very easily that will get past metal detectors is a ceramic razor. Still very sharp, although fragile. This ceramic razor can easily cut through restraints or cut different items for whatever we need it to in a survival situation in an urban environment. But we can take that ceramic razor, put it in a piece of tape, roll it up, and then put it in the hem of our pants to be taken out when needed. Never underestimate the ability to hide things in plain sight. A bandana or handkerchief in the back pocket is an unsuspecting item that can be used for a wide variety of purposes. It can be used as well if we carry the right one for land navigation. Carrying the Pathfinder Sun Compass bandana, we can use it to help find cardinal directions if we make it through an escape out into the wilderness by using a modified shadow tip method, understanding latitude and longitude to find north and move out. That bandana does it again as an improvisational weapon. This weapon is called a sling bob. We lay that bandana out flat, put a rock dead in the center, take one opposite corner to the other opposite corner, folding it in half to make a triangle, roll that rock up in the material, tie the two loose ends together, and now we have something to bash face with. Even if we don't have anything on us to use as a defensive tool, we can still improvise from materials around the area, even in an urban environment. There are free newspapers out in front of stores. There are rocks on sidewalks, driveways, parking lots that we can pick up. Grab a newspaper, grab a rock. Lay the newspaper out flat with all the pages, put the rock at one end, roll that thing in the center, connect the two ends, and now we have a slapjack. Even in an urban environment, we may be forced to actually take game off the landscape for whatever reason. Either there's no food around or we can't get into a place to actually get food, whatever the case may be. So we want to conceal more traditional survival items on us so we have them if we need them. One thing we can do is with the patch on our hat, take a hook, place it behind that patch, and then combined with our survival cord in our boots, we can make a hobo reel and go fishing. Alright guys, this is a very fast-paced, down and dirty video today on 20 urban survival skills. Just picked 20 off the top of my head that I thought would be interesting for you guys to see, and hope you learn something and take something away. I really hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate your feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.